You said you're a music lover.
What you want? Tell me what you need, baby. Why you gotta bounce though? I don't know.
Magic 102.1 is H-Town's #1 R&B station and home of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's Sky Houston here with you. Good morning, Houston. Listen, in the studio, all that energy you're hearing is the legend. Listen, somebody said he's the original sayer of, what is it?
The booty
call. The original booty call.
Yeah. Y'all wasn't making no booty calls till your man came in.
That is Bill Bellamy. He's in town at the Improv tonight?
Tonight through Sunday. It's a New Year's Eve weekend. You know I got my own weekend in Houston, right?
No.
Oh my
when,
God!
When?
I mean, you know, let me brag a little bit.
Okay, wait, y'all hold it.
I'm just saying, I got my own weekend.
Wait, we weren't even supposed to talk yet, but Bill is so into the music, I just had to throw him in and let y'all know he is here already. If you already want to call the studio, 713-621-1021, live in your Houston BMW Center Studios with Mr. Bill Bellamy. I like to call him Hollywood.
Hollywood. Yeah.
Before he passed.
Did you really?
Bill, I didn't even know where I was going. Listen, I was mad. I heard you talk about how long it took to get to your person's house. Listen, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all whose house he went to. But listen, I was walking, we were driving, and it got gridlocked in this neighborhood. We got out of the car. It wasn't Uber then. It was a black car. We got out the car and started walking through this neighborhood, through somebody's lawn into the back of this house. Walked in, freaking Prince is on the stage in his house. He threw that plexiglass over his pool. We're standing in this man's pool room in his house while he's on the stage.
Oh, my God.
There's not another story for me to tell in my life. But
so you was definitely in Minneapolis.
Listen.
Yes.
I heard you got to go to Michael Jackson's house. Who invited you to Mike's house?
Michael.
What? What did he say? Did he just pop up on a text message?
What was so cool? Well, back then I don't think we were texting back then. His people, Michael's people. This is like 90s. And so I literally, how I got cool with Mike, I was on MTV at the time.
Okay.
And so if people remember, Mike had an album called History. And so do you remember, he's the first artist to ever premiere his video on every network simultaneously. So I was the person that introduced the video, and it was Scream, him and Janet. So we end up clicking. Mike's cool. He's like, I love you. You funny. Blah blah blah. I'm doing this fundraiser. I want you to come out. I'm raising a bunch of money for the kids. Da, da, da. So I go out there, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. But Mike didn't live like down the street, like where you could just go. You be there in a minute.
No.
You gotta want to go to Mike's house.
Yeah.
You gotta want that. That's like 2.5 hours driving outside of LA. It was crazy. I was like, why would Mike live out here? He could live in Beverly Hills, with, ball out with the big gates.
He's Mike.
I hate Michael. Mike was like, no, I'm out in the wilderness. Man, by the time I got to Mike's house, I was mad.
Why?
Because it took too long. But then I was happy because it was beautiful.
Mike's.
It was Mike, yeah. But you went to see Prince. Did he have on them heels?
He did not. I don't even know what shoes he had on because it didn't matter. My eyes were just like, I'm in freaking.
What was the most unbelievable thing about Prince that it threw you off? And I'm going to tell you what threw me off.
2 things. How humble he was. My friend who invited me, he comes over to him. He's like, hey, what's going on? And then he looks and he introduced me. This is my friend such and such. And he grabs my hand, Bill, with both his hands. He didn't just give you a wimpy handshake. Right. He grabbed both of my hands, looked me dead in my eyes, and he was like, can I get you anything? I'm like, Negro, I'm in your house. Can I get you something?
Yeah, can I
your house?
Can I go get you some lemonade?
Listen, and we couldn't take pictures in the house, but I said, let me go to the bathroom, Bill. I was like, I gotta use the bathroom. Where's your bathroom? Right. Go to the bathroom, Bill. I started to get my phone out because somebody got to know. Like, who gonna believe me?
This Prince bathroom.
This Prince's house. Like,
right.
I go in the bathroom, Bill. I pull my phone out, and he had this floor-to-ceiling mirror in his bathroom. It was a huge mirror. And on the mirror, it says, no video and no recording. And I was like, ah! And I don't want to be that person. I don't know what's behind the mirror.
Yeah, he watching you.
Who behind the mirror?
Security about to throw your ass out.
I don't want to be that girl to get walked out of the bathroom, out of the house, because I didn't listen.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, he's so humble.
One of the things that I thought was very interesting about when I met Prince was that his regular voice was different than his singing voice.
That's a man.
Right. Like his regular voice was like, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know, but his dearly beloved,
Yeah.
we are gathered here today in this thing called life.
Yeah.
Dang! Like, I always thought that was his voice. That's his singing voice. His regular voice was a little more baritone, which was kind of cool. And then the other thing that blew my mind was how little he was. Because for me, I'm 6'3", so I'm taller than damn near everybody. Right, so when I go up to meet him, I'm like, yo, I'm looking down, even though he got boots on. I'm like, yo, man, you a little dude, bro.
Did you say that?
No,
You didn't say it.
no. He would have had me thrown out.
I could see him punching you in the belly or something.
Yeah,
like
he would
Prince
punch you
seemed
dead
like
in
the
your
dude.
kneecap. He had a cane too. But let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you my other Prince story real quick. So it was All-Star Weekend. I forget what year. It was in Minneapolis. It was minus 10 degrees. We're at his studio, and he was supposed to perform. And typically, you would think Prince would go on at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
People are drinking, they're waiting. Around 2:15, I'm about to tap out on Prince. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna see him in a movie or something. I see him in LA. I see him at the Foundation Room. I'm not sweating him like that.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there with Majic and different people, and everybody like, no, you know, Prince come on late. I'm like, yo, Majic, real talk, man. I'm not sweating him like that. I'm starting to get in my feelings because it's cold. You know, it's the cars are just brick. It's crazy. I'm going to try to get back to the hotel and go to bed. So I keep talking. Somebody get my attention. I'm talking. He comes on at 4:15 in the morning, and the place went bananas. And I'll never forget, Majic was like, I told you he come on late.
And he was talking slow. Just
And
like
he did a fantastic show. I'm glad I waited because that was the only time that I ever saw him perform live outside of Staples Center. Yeah. So it was wonderful.
Incredible. Boogie on Magic 102.1. Sky Houston here with you. It's a beautiful day in the city. We're getting ready for the holidays. I have Bill Bellamy in the studio with me. Bill, how was your holidays?
My holidays were fantastic.
Who'd you spend them with?
I got with my family, you know, my wife, my kids. We had a wonderful time. My daughter's home from college, you know, my son's home.
Bill, you look too good. Y'all, if you can't listen, y'all go to our Instagram page. We're gonna go live on Instagram. Bill looks good. He looks like he smells good. Come here, Bill. Come on inside. Let me sniff you real quick. I'm gonna sniff him for y'all in the studio.
Okay, hello.
If you wanna call and talk to him, 713-621-1021.
Come on, man, get some. Come on, smell this.
Let me smell it.
Come on, let's see what it do. What it do.
Oh, yeah, right behind the ear. He dabbed it. Get back over to the mic. You guys, Bill Bellamy is taking improv. He really walked all the way over to the side so I could sniff this.
Just a little bit.
The improv.
Come on, baby. Let that chocolate move you.
Good. Listen, Bill, I'll never get over your character of Hollywood and Love Jones.
That's not my real personality.
Wait, I didn't even say that.
Oh, I thought you were about to be
That's
mad.
not what I was going to say.
What were you gonna say?
Loved your character in Love Jones.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to see, why didn't Nia Long give you a chance? Why didn't Nina date Hollywood?
Because you know what? Technically, and everybody's been in this scenario, she was in between places.
What do you mean?
So she's still in love with Darius, right? And she kind of like in between channels, you know, between the 3 and the 4. It's like it's 3.5, right? So I come right there, but I can't sustain it because she's still in love with him. So, you know what I mean? I just caught her. You know how when you get mad at your man for a second and you see a fly dude, he come up to you, you might not move on it, but you'll be like, what? What do you want?
What would you have done differently if you was trying to scoop the chick and she wasn't feeling you? What would, in hindsight, what could you have done differently to win
Nia Long?
for Nia Long?
Oh, I just walk her down.
What does that mean?
You just slow walk her down, though. Like, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Like,
pay attention, ladies.
If he was not able to get to the level where he wanted to be patient. If it's real, the time will come, you know what I mean? Because if you were sincere about it and you really want this girl and you digging her like that, she gonna notice that, you know what I'm saying? She might be like, well, you know, oh my God, I'm still in love with my ex Darius and everything, but Hollywood, like, if you just act right for one more summer, I'm gonna walk her down.
In real life back then, I know you're married now, but in real life back then, would you have tried to scoop Nia Long, or did you? Hey, did you take your shot in real life?
No. She was always a little sister to me. Like, honestly, because when I came up in the game, I'm coming up, she blowing up too. So when we did Love Jones, we all bonded. Like, you know, like Lorenz is like my best friend. I'm the godfather of his kids. He's got, you know, like we're best friends. Like it's crazy, right? So we bonded. Like we locked in on that movie, Lisa Nicole Carson, the whole cast. But Nia was really, everybody was trying to holler at her. Like, I'll be honest with you, a lot of times we was filtering for her.
See?
Because she was like, Belle, I don't even know, but he sent me 22,000 roses. I'm like, yo, take your time, take your time. Because when you a hottie, right, like when you come in a game in Hollywood and you the new joint and you on fire, you know, a lot of dudes try to
walk you down.
So you got the ball players, you got other actors, everybody's like, yo, who the new joint? Oh my God, Nia Long, she a cutie, sexy brown thing. Come on, why wouldn't you want that?
Speaking of ball players, how do you? I'm not. Never mind.
Go ahead. What happened?
How do you drop a ball like Nia Long?
Well. There's so many different ways you could drop the ball. But what I don't understand, it to me, about guys is like, why do you drop the ball when you work? Like to me, I've always been the type of dude that I never mix my work with my pleasure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was doing MTV and I was interviewing all these little beautiful starlets and this, that, and the other, I never crossed the line because I never want to mess up my money. You know what I mean? So in that situation, I couldn't understand why he would, you know, put himself in that position. But what happened? Huh?
Comfort, familiarity, proximity.
I think it's just proximity sometimes. Yeah. And you the man.
If you're at work right now, call us in the studio, 713-621-1021. How do you get past your work boo?
Yeah, you gotta get past your work boo, because it ain't working.
Bill Bellamy is going to talk to y'all tonight at the Improv. Listen, I have seen this man in person. His personality is incredible. And they say, why you love Bill Bellamy? Not only is it because he's a legend, he feels like home. He feels like when you sit in the room with him, he makes you feel good, like straight up. Get your tickets if you haven't already. Go to the Improv's website now to get your tickets. What you hitting them with tonight, Bill? Listen.
Oh my God. We got to talk about TD Jakes.
No, off limits.
No,
limits.
We gotta talk about how he was at the party, nothing happened. We just gotta make sure the Lord is with us. You gotta make sure TD is not in the whatever.
Listen, we ain't gonna talk about the man of God. He is off limits, but tonight we're gonna see what else Bill gonna talk about. Ooh, that's so unfortunate. Here's Maxwell.
Power bottom.
Well, on Majic 102.1, H-Town's #1 R&B station and home of the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's Sky Houston here with you. And just thinking about Rickey Smiley, and it's a host of comedians in town this weekend. Who are you besties with in the comedic world, Bill Bellamy?
Well, you said Rickey Smiley. That's my little bro. We just did a show together not even 3 weeks ago. We were in Dallas together. That was super funny. D.L. Hughley, Cedric, Mike Epps, Dave Chappelle, Kevin. I mean, we all bump heads in different cities and stuff like that. Dave pops up on me sometimes when I'm on the road. Man, I saw you on the board, man. I just saw you come in, say hello.
telling you what you need to do. Listen, tickets, Improv, this weekend, you're there 3 nights?
Yes. It's a New Year's Eve weekend. It's a special event. I wanted to come in for the new year. I was typically come January, February, but I was kind of like, I want to come in the new year with Houston. This is like my second home, so I dig it a lot.
He's had an incredible journey. Bill, when you look at your career, tell me a moment that still makes you happy, makes you smile or laugh. Give me a moment that you will never forget.
One of my favorite moments was being on stage at the Video Music Awards. Me and Biggie presented the Vanguard Award to Janet and Michael for Scream.
Wow.
It's documented. You can go look it up on YouTube. I look like I'm 12 years old and I'm bugging because Michael Jackson about to walk towards me. Like, because this is when I first met. Like, this is the first time
before you got to go to his house.
This is the first time that I shook Michael Jackson's hand. And he got up. He had on the black, like, kind of like shiny leather jacket kind of thing. And him and Janet came up and look at me and Big. We like, Big was like, man, that's crazy, man. That's Michael Jackson, man.
He He's at the Improv, and he's doing a lot of his own things. He has his own podcast out. Heard you wrote a book.
Yes, top billing, stories of laughter, life lessons, and triumph. It's an amazing journey of a memoir of my life, interviews, places I've been, stories never told. It really is a movie kind of, because when I look back at my life, I'm like, if I would have went left, I would have never got the chance to do this. And if I gave up on myself, I would have never got to be this. So it's very inspiring, I hope, for people. And I did an audio book too for people. It's in my voice.
What's the most surprising thing we're gonna find out about you?
That I'm a freak.
Oh wait.
No. You already knew that. Yeah, you kind of knew that.
I'm not in your business like that.
I know, but you could tell.
Listen, nothing is off limits with this man. He was telling me in the studio about a power bottom that I don't think we need to talk about.
No, we can't talk about it, but we got to look it up because it's a new word and we never heard of. Remember when I created Booty Call? It was new, right? Nobody knew what it was till we got. So Booty Calls are good though. They're fun. You know, they're expressive and wonderful, and they last maybe 2 hours and you go home. But we just heard a new word called power bottom. Now, I thought it was bell bottoms, like, your bell bottoms are powerful. That's not what it is. Okay, so we heard it recently. If you know what it is and you can explain it in detail for us, because we don't know, call the station.
No, please don't call.
Call her.
Don't call.
Call her. Don't call me.
Who's off limits? Who's not on limits for this show this week in Improv?
We got to talk about everybody. You got to talk about what's in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Diddy's in the culture right now. It's crazy.
We can talk all day about Diddy. I don't mind.
Oh, you don't mind, man?
Tell me, Bill, about Diddy.
Oh, my God.
We can't touch the man of God, but we can touch Diddy.
I mean, my heart goes out to Cassie. You know what I'm saying? She got that Cash App immediately. Like, kaboom.
You've been in a lot of parties, Bill. What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Craziest thing that I've seen in a Hollywood party?
Yeah.
A lot of cocaine. A lot.
Out in the open?
Like a lot.
Just out in the
like
open?
a lot. Like, you know what we put, you ever seen, like, the bowl that you either put chips in?
Candy.
Or all the lollipops?
Yeah.
Imagine that all full of cocaine and a bunch of little spoons.
Did it ever make you curious to try it?
No. I'm good.
Okay.
I'll just drink me a Mountain Dew.
You look like the type of guy to stand in the corner and just talk about it.
Yo, when you see stuff like that, I always think about, what if they bust in here right now? When you come from humble beginnings, I always think about, what if they bust in here right now? That's because I don't want that on me. Because I didn't come here with it. It's here. I walk in and it's a...
But you didn't lead a party, Bill.
No, because the DJ was crazy.
He's at the Improv, and his show is going to be crazy. Get your tickets to see him any night you choose. In fact, choose 2 nights because you're going to want to come back to see this man. Bill, what's married life like for you?
Right now, it's 20.
Right now.
No. I was thinking time. This year, coming up, will be 22.
Wow.
Correct. Yeah, 22. And it's, it's a journey. It's raising kids, it's travel, it's
what's the thing they didn't tell you that you found out in your marriage about yourself?
You gotta compromise. And you can't be selfish.
That sounds easy.
It's not easy. No, not when you used to doing things your way, and you gotta. The best thing for a man, I think, to help humble your ass is either marriage or children, because they teach you things about your life and you that you ain't gonna experience unless you go down that road, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta consider other people.
What's the one thing you thanking your wife for revealing about you to yourself? You're like, I'd have never known that. I'd never grown to be this type of man if she hadn't did this.
What would be? That's a good question. Listen. You gotta listen.
You know you didn't listen before you got married, Bill.
I know, but you gotta listen though. Because the thing is, what people don't realize, some people just listen to talk, but they're not listening.
True.
So sometimes you have to just be quiet and listen so you can understand. Because it's hard. Everybody is, I gave her this analogy and I'll give this to y'all. Everybody walks around with their own headphones on. So we don't really know what I don't know your frequency, because I'm listening to my own frequency. I don't know. I got to take my headphones off and listen to your music. So now I can relate to you.
I like that. I love that, in fact.
You see what I'm saying?
Over the holidays between Christmas and New Year's Eve, they say for some people this can be a hard time in relationships. Just yesterday, like one of my brother's girlfriend called me. She thinks he's cheating. I'm like, what do I say? It's my brother. But I support her as a woman first because I'm a woman first. But they say about 30% of people during the holidays are actually growing or getting better or getting engaged. But the other 70% are going through it. How would you advise somebody to get through the tough time of the holidays in relationships?
Are you going through a tough time? Are you going through it? Like, no, not you personally. No, I'm saying, because I was about to pray for you. No, but no, because she brought it up, right? It was like I said. No, but like you're saying for people who are going through a tough time?
Yeah.
I would say be respectful. Even if you are both going through a tough time, never forget to have empathy. Never forget to be compassionate, right? Because we all get in our feelings and everybody wants to, shoot it from the hip and fire off and I don't care and whatever.
Stay above the belt.
Yeah, stay above the belt. It could be a bad day for you. It could be, something traumatic.
Are you ugly when you have a bad day? I mean, you're handsome as physically, but do you get ugly in a relationship when you are having a bad day, or do you regulate that?
I try, you know what I'm saying, to regulate it, because a lot of times emotions here.
You look like you're having a tough time.
No, I'm having a tough time. No, here's the thing with emotions. Emotions are in the moment.
They are false.
Your emotions that are in the moment do not last forever. So you have to have rationality mixed with emotion, right? Right now, you could be really, really upset with me about something I said, and 20 minutes later, we could be going to have a cocktail or just like have lunch and not be an issue. But I might react in the moment so abruptly that we'll never be able to go eat.
Yeah. Feelings are fickle. They come and they go, for sure. Yeah. I say bring your spouse to see Bill tonight because he's going to make him laugh.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get y'all back on the page so you can get to 2024. Come on now. We ain't got to be fussing and fighting. Come on now. We the love.
We love you, H-Town. We want to see you come have a great time with my guy Bill. He's here. If you want to talk to him in the studio, you can call him before he jets. But if not, catch him at the Improv all weekend long with Majic 102.1.